Free Nelson Mandela. Sorry for the singing. But I remember that song in the 1980s. Free Nelson Mandela. It was a call from the world to free a man imprisoned in apartheid South Africa. And in 1990, Nelson Mandela was released from prison. And he's an amazing man. He's a great man. He had a choice, when he came out of prison. He could have led actually a country into civil war. He could have caused greater division. Instead, he chose a path of reconciliation and forgiveness. It's quite popular today to take people down a peg or two, and Nelson Mandela, he wasn't perfect, but he was a great man and really worked towards people, bringing people together. Those separated, he brought together. And we have a choice there in that. The reason I'm talking about Nelson Mandela this morning as well is because last Saturday night, I think it was, I watched BBC One. There was Invictus was on, and the story of the South African rugby union team, the Springboks, winning the 1995 World Cup. But within that was the backdrop of this end of apartheid, of Nelson Mandela taking over as president, and him actually using what was actually a very white supported sport to bring reconciliation to many in the country, to bring blacks and whites together with one common cheering on group. They could all just go for it. So and it was a good film, nice film. Unfortunately now, whenever I picture Nelson Mandela in my mind, he does always now appear to me to look like Morgan Freeman. But anyway, that's a different point altogether. The thing is that good film, and one of the things that it shares in the film, in this relationship between Nelson Mandela and Francois Pienaar, who was the rugby union captain. And as I said, Nelson Mandela, one of the things he did work towards was this reconciliation. And when he became president, he brought his own protection team, and they were black. And then what he did as well, he mixed that with the protection team of the old regime, who were white. And he got his bodyguards were of both colours, and he had them working together, and he did that throughout wherever he went. And it was an amazing moment in the film that really struck me was Francois Pienaar, the first time he came to meet President Mandela, and he was led to meet him by one of these white bodyguards who'd been from the old regime. And Francois Pienaar says to this bodyguard, he says to him, "What's he like? What's the president like?" And he says, with the last guy, he said, "I was paid to be invisible." He said, with this guy, he says, he found out I liked English toffee. When he went to England, he brought me back toffee. He said, with President Mandela, no one is invisible. Beautiful, isn't it? There's a deep longing in us all to be known, to be wanted, to be seen, to be appreciated, to be loved. We don't want to be invisible. We seek that out in our lives, and I remember at school, I remember a certain teacher, he saw my potential and he called it out. It's a very basic instinct. Now, if we look at the world now, Nelson Mandela said no one was invisible. Well, he wasn't omnipresent, but God is. God is everywhere, and to him, This is a reality. To God, no one is invisible. It says in Psalm 139, it says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And you can say that about you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Read in Galatians chapter 2 this morning, God sees the heart. If you read in the Bible and you read the story of when David is anointed king, he's like the youngest brother, and all his other brothers were brought out before him. Samuel the prophet comes along, and he doesn't know which one's going to be king, but he sees the first good-looking guy, he's being taught. He says, surely this guy is going to be the king. And God speaks to him and says, I see the heart. You see what's on the outside. I see the heart. This is the God who I follow. This is the God who I am in relationship with. And this is worth investing in our time, effort in knowing God, because he is the creator of the whole universe. And yet, for him, you are not invisible. God has a plan for your life. God loves you. God knows you. He knows your heart. All those things are applicable to me and for you too. And it's well worth, as I said, exploring, getting to know God more and more, because that's the reality. He wants to call out our potential. To him, we are not invisible. This is very personal. It's so personal. It's the thing. So personal that God came in the person of Christ and died on the cross. So that we could have this relationship. So we could know about forgiveness and reconciliation. See, the thing is, that's what Nelson Mandela, that's what he wanted to do, bring about reconciliation through forgiveness. And that's what Jesus made possible. So, that's my call to you today. That's my declaration. I just want you to hear this. You are not invisible. You are known. You are loved. God has a plan for your life. Get to know him more. Have a great day, everyone.